Hey Chaotic Crew, back again with another deck tech for a Bloomburrow commander. This time it is Otterly Ridiculous. That's right, lock me up. I'm doing puns now. In all seriousness, we're doing Otter Kindred here and just having a fun time. Probably one of the best Kindred decks out of the set, in my opinion. And who better to help it off than Alania, Divergent Storm. 5 mana for a 3/5 Otter Wizard. Whenever you cast a spell, if it's the first instant, the first sorcery, or the first Otter spell other than Alania you've cast this turn, you may have target opponent draw a card. If you do, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. So, very fun deck. You're getting to copy a bunch of your spells. It's a little bit of a group huggy theme, so maybe you're helping some people out, and you know that helps make Alania a bit less of a target as well, which is nice. Before we dive into this deck tech here, I just want to mention that we're giving away the third of the 4 precons from Bloomburrow. Make sure to check out some of the previous videos on the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and learn how you can win that. But we're announcing the winner tonight at 9:30 CST, that's Central Standard Time, and that's going to be on Twitch, twitch.tv/chaoticcommandermtg. You'll be able to win it there. Make sure to hop in if you haven't already. I almost said hop and then opt, so I just made it hopped in. Too bad we're not doing bunnies, we're doing otters instead, so let's dive right into the deck. Usually with these I'll have fun little tags that I'll give the deck, but this deck is literally lumped into some main categories. You have otters, instants, and sorceries, and then there's a few little extra pieces in there, but let's go over the creature package here, right? Archmage, Emeritus, we're going to be slinging lots of instants and sorceries, so being able to refill our hand for each one is definitely nice. Some otters to watch out for here. Stormcatch Mentor is a great one to copy. It's going to be making your instant and sorceries cost less, which is definitely helpful. Rapid Augmenter from one of the commander decks. It is not super synergistic with the deck other than being an otter, but can definitely be a really good card there. Probably the best card in here is Valley Floodcaller. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, birds, frogs, otters, and rats get +1/+1 until end of turn, and tap them, and it gives you flash for your non-creatures, aka your sorceries, which is very nice as well. We also are running Niv Mizzet to get that card draw too, and some other strong Otters and Stormkiln Artist as well. Probably my favorite Otter, though, has to be Storm Splitter. It is a great card. 4 mana for a 1/4 Otter Wizard with haste. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, create a token that's a copy of Storm Splitter, exile it at the beginning of the next end step. So, right, this is sort of a spell slinger deck. We're going to be casting 3-4 spells a turn, which is definitely going to get out of hand, right? Because we're copying it once, and we have 2, and then we're copying again, we have 4, then we copy it one more time, we have 8. And if we can get 2 more spells, we can probably kill someone on the table, which is definitely definitely very dangerous, but a fun card nevertheless. The sorceries package, we've got some good ones here. Brawl's Expertise, right, is going to do some temporary removal and then give us some free value off of other cards in our hands. So if we get to copy this, right, it can definitely be very helpful. Deep Analysis is some good card draw. Jessica's Will, and you'll see that a couple other cards in here, or just a handful, are going to make this deck cost a little bit more. One of which, of course, being this Alt Art Foil, which is going for $60, but the $1 version works just fine and is just as fun, if not more so. Karn's Temporal Sundering is a card. If your playgroup doesn't use extra turn spells, maybe take this one out, but this one is definitely going to get you really far in the game. Mystics' Mastery is also great in here. We do run a lot of cards that are going to be discarding cards to draw, or doing some fun shenanigans, because if we copy those spells, right, we don't have to copy the cost of discarding a card. So Mystics Mastery helps get all these instant sorceries out of the grave. So does Mystic Retrieval. We've got Prisoner's Dilemma, which is a spicy one, right? Each opponent secretly chooses Silence or Snitch. Then the choices are revealed. If each opponent chose Silence, It deals 4 damage to each of them. If each opponent chose Snitch, it deals 8 damage. Otherwise, it deals 12 to each opponent who chose Silence. It also has Flashback, which is crazy, but really good in this deck specifically just because if we get to copy this, we're dealing tons of damage to our opponents. Now, if we are copying it, our opponents will probably band together more, but just a fun card in general. Raise the Palisade, another one of those expensive cards, but a really amazing border, especially in a Kindred deck like this. And if we're copying spells, might as well copy River's Rebuke and wipe the most 2 problematic boards that aren't ours. We're also running the 2 seasons from Bloomburrow that we can. Getting copies of these are just so good. Pretty much creating treasures, impulse draw, and can do some burn as well, but typically treasures is where you want to go here. Season of Weaving is also amazing. You can make tokens and then board wipe, or you can draw cards, and being able to copy it gives you so much more versatility, which is definitely nice there. And then for some of the instants, Aether Eye is always a great board wipe. Arcane Denial, you have some of your counters. Born Upon a Wind to help give some of the sorcery spells flash, and this will give us, 2 cards if we're copying it, right, which is nice. Flame of Nor, always a great pick in any deck with a wizard commander, and since Alania is a wizard, you want to take this as well. Another modal spell, you can either draw 2 cards, destroy an artifact, or deal 5 damage to a creature, and if you copy it, you can choose the different modes. Definitely great there. We just have a really solid instant sorcery package here. Some ramp to help us get through it. Arcane Signet, Izzet Signet, Talisman of Curiosity, Midnight Clock, Mind Splice Apparatus, another fun card to help our instant sorceries cost a bit less, and it sort of adds up over time. It can make some of these bigger costing ones a lot more affordable. Patchwork Banner, since we have a lot of Otters, might as well run a 3 mana rock that is going to buff all of our creatures, including our commander. So we can play this on turn 3, and our commander on turn 4, and it's just really good there. We are running a few enchantments. We have Artist Talent, which helps us filter through cards. Non-creature spells will cost 1 less when we level it up, and then we can start burning towards the end. Ley Line to give our Otters and our sorceries flash, which is really important, and then Storm Chaser's Talent. When it enters, we make a 1/1 Otter with prowess, and then we can return stuff from our graveyard to our hand, and then the last level, when we cast an instant sorcery spell, we're making a 1/1 blue and red Otter with prowess, so pretty solid there too. But running 36 lands, you could probably get away with running a couple less here, especially because we have one of the MDFCs and could probably put some more of them in here as well. But let's go ahead and play test the deck. Okay, so we're starting with the 2-land hand. Not terrible. We have some turn 1 plays, which is always nice. I could say we keep this, right? We do have a couple of card draw engines and a couple of, low turn plays, so we can see how this goes. Let's go ahead and draw for turn. Okay, we get an island, which is nice. We'll play the Frostboil Snarl, reveal the mountain. We'll go ahead and play the Talent. And we'll make this 1/1 Otter. Turn 2. We get Raise the Palisade, which is nice. We can play the mountain we've revealed. And let's go ahead and play the Artist Talent, because whenever we're going to cast a non-creature spell, we may discard a card, draw a card. This can be helpful later down the line. We want to keep the sorceries instance that we can to copy with our commander, so this will proc the prowess, so you can probably swing in for 2 if we want to, if we're being aggressive. And then we'll go to our next turn. We get a land, which is nice. Let's see. Turn 3. We don't have a ton. We could filter with Frantic Search. We could wait till the end step. In fact, I don't hate that idea, just because we are drawing 2 and discarding 2 and then untapping our lands. So we could fish for something better here. Also, we could discard Carnage Temporal Sundering in good faith and then cast it later with one of our spells to get it out of there. But so actually, yeah, let's do that. Tap 3. Frantic Search, and then I'm actually going to go ahead and discard Carnage Temporal Sundering to Artist Talent to draw a card, and then we will draw 2 and discard 2. We do get the Kitsa and the Spell Twine. I think, depending on where the board is, I don't know, I think Kitsa you discard, and then Seize the Spoils is good. You might discard Ponder as well, because I think we're going to seize the spoils here and discard the mountain. We will be untapping these 3 lands. This gets to a 2/2. And then let's go ahead and seize the spoils to get us a treasure. That way, if we do, we're going to discard this mountain. Draw 2 and make a treasure. Ooh, we did not get a land. We do run a lot of lands in here, so hopefully we can draw one here. Oh, we could have also discarded another card to draw, but I really want to keep these two in the hand. But we have a high mana value in our hand now, which is rough. And this is now a 3/3, so we can go and swing in for 3 with that if we wanted to. Next turn, we do get lucky with the land. So we play it. We could play our commander. We could play Archmage. I think we can also level up if we wanted to. I think we play the commander, right? That's really what this deck's about. And like I said, with the card draw ability on it, you typically aren't going to want to get rid of it, right? Because you could make a deal, right? Hey, don't kill my Alania, I'll draw you a card next turn, right? So that could be helpful too. Next turn, we do get another land, so 5 lands, which is important. And we could cast Raise the Palisade. We actually don't have to counter that. We could also cast... I mean, that's it. We could level up. I didn't even think about that. Losing the treasure means that we couldn't cast Spell Twine, so maybe we should have gone for Archmage last turn. Play the... I don't know. But, yeah, this deck is kind of like the long game, right? We haven't gotten a ton of interaction. We will get to a point where we can Spell Twine and get the Karn's Temporal Sundering, which is nice. We can also get to a point where we're drawing a bunch of cards, right? So we're getting a bit of setup there. And if we're able to at all, you know, start to get some momentum here, we'll definitely do really well. But yeah, if we're facing up against a Rushdown deck, that might be a bad matchup. Let's do another play test. This one I don't like because we only have 1 land, but we do have the Mana Rock. I say let's mulligan. Of course we would have gotten it, but oh well. Okay, another one. Sometimes you just don't get the lands you need. And we actually have no colors here if we don't have another land, so I'm going to mulligan to 6. We'll keep this, and we're actually going to be putting this Mind Stone. Nah, that's so good. Wow, this is a hard one. These are all good. We'll put the Mizzix Mastery in the bottom just because we don't have any other cards, like any other instances of sorceries to deal with. So let's go ahead and just start here. Turn 1, Island. Sure. Turn 2, we get a Signet, which is nice. We finally have some red mana. We'll play the Signet. Turn 3, we'll play the 3rd island. So now we should tap 3 for Midnight Clock. And then we'll tap 2 for Mind Stone. So now we have all the ramp in the world. So we can play our commander here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then we don't get anything afterwards. We only have 1 red too, which is rough. Yeah, we just play our commander here and pass, I think, is probably the play. Let this Midnight Clock wind up again a bit more. Next turn, we do get another land, but it comes in tapped, unfortunately. See, this is where I probably should have added a couple more of those Modern Horizons 3 tap lands, or MDFCs, but all good. And we do have enough. We could get 2 Storm Splitters, or we can get 3 Coruscation Mages, which are all solid. I think the 2 Storm Splitters is more fun, and we'll start to get people freaked out a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's no fun if they're not afraid. So we'll go ahead and we will make a copy of Storm Splitter. We'll have someone draw a card, and then we'll pass. And then next turn, we do get a mountain, and this will have clocked all the way up. So actually, the 12th hour counter will have been put on. Yeah, no, at our upkeep. So we actually discard these. Oh, it's just shuffle the hand in graveyard. So we shuffle them in, and if someone decided to get rid of either of these, we could have shuffled them back in as well. Draw 7, and then we'll draw for turn. We'll go ahead and play the mountain because we need that sweet red mana. And now we have a ton of stuff to go with. We could go with Frolicking Familiar. Probably rather go with Telling Time to get something better. And just keep the Storm Splitter going. Honestly, we could probably kill someone this turn. Let's see if we can. Tap 1. Oh, this is Sacrifice 2, unfortunately. Tap 2 for Telling Time. We make 4 of these guys. So let's just go ahead and 1, 2, or we have 4 total, right? That will, and we'll copy that if we want to. So let's add Ponder to our hand. Move this to the bottom, and we'll keep Chaos Warp on top. And then we will play the Ponder. We have 8 of these now. Oh, we forgot the second telling time. I apologize. Look at the top 3. We'll add the Chaos Warp to the hand. Put this on the bottom. Keep this on top, sure. Now we'll play the Ponder. So now we have 8 of these. Look at the top 3. Sure, we'll put Quick Study on top. Draw. Actually, we're going to put all 3 on top. Shuffle and draw. Having 2 lands is not great. Okay. That's not bad. We can then move to play into the Floodmaw if we want to. So why not? Give us 16 of these. And then we can play the Frolicking Familiar, instant and sorcery side. And then we can also play... Well, that's about it. We could play Artist Talent or Patrick Banner to buff all these up. Oh, that's actually the play. We'd probably play Heraldic Banner first, and then we would pay this for the red for the instant here and get 32 2/5s. So a lot of damage. That could be enough to kill 2 people depending on the game state. But yeah, Storm Splitter could definitely get crazy. This is a super fun deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck tech. And I'm just going to leave you to it. If you want to add some stuff, let me know in the comments below. I know there's definitely some really solid Spellslinger stuff you could be adding in here. I try to keep it semi-budget with a few powerful cards, so like and subscribe so you don't forget to check out all the future deck techs I drop. And don't forget to check out those Bloomburrow pre-con upgrades we released earlier in the past couple weeks, because we're announcing a winner tonight, 9:30 Central Time on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/chaoticcommandermtg. But I hope you had a good time, and I'll see you next time. Take care.